You still didn't tell us who you are. Should I call you a teacher?
No, I said I'm a name specialist.
A name specialist?
Yes.
It's okay. What is name?
Okay, a name is a tag given to human entity, living and non-living, to identify it. But in this case, we are going to talk about human names because that is what contains the conscious part of it. Humans are gods on this earth. We are creation that emulates the creator. So we are more powerful. Therefore, our name contains a lot more than what we do here, like this chair has a name. It is called chair because we gave it a name. But it doesn't listen, it doesn't hear, it doesn't feel. But humans, when you give a name, the impact and the influence supersede every name. That's why we want to discuss human names. Maybe Jesus. And then somebody like Jonathan. They are in the same group. Now, anybody called Jonathan can't be rich. They can.
They can.
Yes,
okay,
rich. But they have some kind of kindness attitude within them that makes them make promises bigger than what they can do because they don't want you to feel bad. So I will help you, I will do that. Meanwhile, now he doesn't have it. So they have to find any other dubious means to make it in life. So they can be scammers, they can have a way of duping, finding some easier way of making money.
Johnny.
Yes.
Stay there. And you are saying Jesus in that group?
Yes, yes, that, but Jesus is just names that we wrote, people design. We all have names, and what we know is that our parents gave us those names, right? When one is born, the first thing to identify a new living as part of humans is to identify the person with a name. We don't know what the name might be, or the family might not understand the meaning of the name they are giving, or they might have a peculiar understanding of the name they are giving. But in essence, they will be giving the person different thing altogether. You gave a name to your child, wishing this name is nice, this name will make my word be this name will change my child to become this in future. Not knowing the true implications of what you are doing, the child will grow into be different thing altogether. So I just want to elaborate today that name is not just a name. Name is a combination of forces assigned to an individual, and it contains spirits that is going to regulate the person's life forever.
That's what I'm asking, that who do you think has a right to name somebody, and what is the right process to name somebody? What is the right process? Who has the right to name somebody or something? We are talking about human beings, so let me circle it around us. Yeah. Who has the right to name somebody? And what is the right process in naming somebody?
Okay, parents have the right in naming their words, their children. That's that part. And the process varies. You know, in different culture that I said, we have some people who make some ceremonies, announce the name, take the name from somewhere, maybe a pastor or some people. Some will say pray over the names. And I don't know what they will hear or they see. They will claim the name is good, give it to the father, they announce. And some people will also give birth and give name to the child the same day, and they are done. They don't have any ceremony, they don't know how to cut some goat or do some form of celebration to name the child.
So that's why I'm asking, sir, you are coming to tell us names, the influence, and how it's supposed to be. So I'm asking you, the right way to do that is what? A kwine ben pa na ofo senka ye fa so ya eno na nkeye, because you are coming to talk about the influence, into you can't just come and talk about name influence without telling us structures are ewo patriote say enti no e kwan ben pa na ofo senka eno na ye proper way to name somebody.
Yes, thank you very much. The best form is say you should know the letters you are combining to name. For instance, ABCD is what we know in school. If you are going to name Obana Ebia or Amma, you should know, say A-M-A. Amma. What is going to happen to my word? into the right process, and then they say, and this has been the biggest hidden part of the entire life. Honestly, this is something that's affecting the entire world, because everything is by design. You see this building, it was planned on paper before it was put down, right? You draw it. We have an architecture who will have to build the whole mansion on paper before it is put down. Every structure has to be named, labeled, measured before it will be put down. Now you are going to bring a child. You have a child. You were expecting someone big person, somebody that will make you happy, and you do not know the structures to frame the person up. You just leave everything to speculations, like giving a name. I don't want to start mentioning name now, because I'll call some names later. Maybe in Africa setup or Ghana here, we have names like Nyameche. Then you just preview, say, oh, Nyameche is a name that God gave it to me. Maybe the person have suffered before, or ebano, and you know, oh, Maame Faninche Nyame. Then you give a name Nyameche. Now you are going to join structures like Nyamekye to spell the Nyameche as a name for the child. Within that letters is what contains the powers that are going to control the child.
So not the pronunciation,
no,
but the letters.
The letters.
Okay, so then let's narrow it down, because Ghana your mind be a, so we are Ghanaian.
Oh sure.
Ghana your mind be a ye din to no. Uko nkranfo mu ana adanfo mu a, they know they know niyama, they know tete, they know they have their original name. Me like this, me I can. Ye wo me no automatically me your hima nti omo frɛ me nana hima fie sika ade ye pena. That's my full name.
Okay.
What you say? If ama na wo kan ye no, ye wo Monday a wo ye ama, ye wo Tuesday a wo ye abena, ye wo Wednesday a wo ye akua. Eye automatic, eye day na ye wo na ema sa names no. Nti no all ka spellings you know. And then I starting from a sika spellings. So, what has the spellings got to do with the damage of the name? Now, let's start from you. Your name is Jonni. Yeah. Who named you that name? Who gave you that name?
I changed my name to that.
You changed your name to that. What are you a Christian? What belief do you be? Where do you worship? Do you worship anything? Do you have belief in anything?
Yeah, somehow Christian.
What do you mean by somehow a Christian?
I used to be a Christian.
So Christian.
I used to be not really, not into it.
But okay, at least. So why a Christian? So that's what I can make to me the not a And so in Christianity, we all know that after God created everything, He told Adam to name them.
Name them.
And exactly. We Christians know that it is a father who has the right. Biblically to name a child. Enti akanfo mpo eka asem bi se akwala oni eja na maame tu ni din. Ti akanfo nim se wo ba me papa kwampoku na tu mi din. So te ase. Enti obi akanfo nim even kranfo akra mi so papa na tu mu din meboa. It is something we know this. So how come you change your name? Somebody who is talking about the influence of name should know the structures of names. Yeah. So how did you change your name? What name did your father give you? We want to learn.
Yeah, I don't want to call my old name. I don't want to.
No, because you are teaching us, and people will listen to you and would want to change their name. Good. So we want to know the basic thing of what we are discussing.
I understand the point. You see, when you come to acquire knowledge and you find the logicality, the good impact of the new thing you have, and you realize that what you were having wasn't helping, is not good. Everybody have the right to change. No,
I'm not saying, I understand that, but I want to know what you were called before and why you changed the name now, so I can proceed to my next question, so that the conversation will be well structured for my people.
I understand the point. I was called Paul.
You were called Paul? Paul. Your father is a Ghanaian?
Yes.
Paul what?
Bedu.
Paul Bedu.
Yes.
Okay.
S-20.
And you came to change the Paul to Jonni Bedu, or you've taken the Bedu 2 out.
Yeah, I've taken everything.
So
out.
Paul out, Bedu out.
Yeah,
and now Jonni.
Yes.
Tell us why you took the Paul out and why you took the Bedu out, because that's the only thing we can, discuss for, because you to me friend Crawford into uma yehu letters na ewo Paul ni munti ene ntunsanso a na ewom enti awuyi ene yehu Bedu no so letters ewo munti ene ntunsanso ewo munti a wuyi ya na efe ya ba Jonni ne so abehwe letters no ntunsanso ewo munti ya no na wo fa ye, so that you betumi proceed from here. We can even take questions from people.
Okay, I believe that most people are called Paul. So as you are watching me, I'm going to explain the influence of Paul, what Paul does. Now, anybody called Paul will have two lifestyles. Two, would I say even lifestyle? There are two strange of powers controlling those people. One side, making them patient and focus on things to do. And then one side of the same name, trying to destroy their progress. So their whole life is, as they are trying to make a headway in their life, something will happen along the way, bring them back or cause a disturbance between them and people, and they will lose something. So anybody with that name listening to me and he used the name Paul will realize that they are having a lot of challenges in their lifestyle.
And my auntie said the reason you said letters.
Yeah.
Into my who because of the letter P, A, B, this, the enuntina ubenya challenges no. My who wow, let's understand. Should we give you board?
Yes, I think the way it's going, I will need board. But let me explain.
Okay, you explain.
More.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. You see, the P-A-U-L, in language, even in our normal school, what creates understanding the letters is the vowels. A, E, I, O, U. If these vowels are not in names, in language, you cannot mention them. I believe you understand that. That is what we know in school. So P-A-U-L, that is Paul. The A and the U inside, they are the vowels, and it have its significant meaning and influence on whoever bears the name. And then the P and the L are consonants. When you join them, it will have their impact on the person.
Yo, abusianti na say your board near the banner, me person on fan to suni na ye hu ni ye. Nti papa wo dey start here near wo Paul na say.
Okay, and this is P-A-U-L, right? And we have A and the U as the vowels of the name. Now, spiritually, without this, you cannot pronounce the name Paul. And this L and the P is the consonants. So these two entities create two powers controlling the person who will be having this name. Now, this section of the A and the U will control a certain part of the person inwardly, and then the P and the L will be outward. So anybody you see two people. For instance, you might see me as a calm person, but within me, I'm not calm.
Because of the name?
Yes, because of the name. You might see somebody who will always be laughing, joking, moving up and down, but within the person, he or she is sad.
Because of the name?
Because of the name. And a lot of names. And so this is how people are going to. So if you have this name, there is a way, the formula is so we cannot explain here. But then this thing will control the person in two forms. That is why I'm saying this one will create somebody who is somehow patient. Obi onim Paul obi himself or a very stubborn. They don't understand things easily because they are fixed to some points. And when they believe in something, they want to make sure that what they are saying is the right thing. Paul. And then at the same time, they also lack patience. When they are angry, they want to make sure that what they are doing is the best. And it have a lot of disappointment in them. Because there's two spirits controlling this name Paul, they are not in agreement. And always, they are fighting themselves. So anybody who bears this name Paul, is the listeners that are watching me now, our viewers, anybody called Paul listening to me should give a comment that if you are Paul and you are called by it, and you will see life to be smooth, about 90% of people who will use this name will suffer in their lifestyles And then in their health wise too, they will have stomach problem. Being
Paul.
ulcer, yes. Being ulcer or anything relating to the stomach. It can be a colon cancer or anything around the intestines will be affected by the name. Paul, people watching us should comment and you can hear the response. So this is a name that creates two conflicting influences, and when you have them, you have a lot of issues to deal with. Even your health is not stable. One day you might be having before I changed this name, I was having some severe stomach problem. And when it comes, it's very severe. Until some 14 years ago, I came to realize the truth behind everything. I changed the name, and that is all.
Okay. So Bedu. Bedu is more important to me because it's one of our native names.
Bedu is B-A-I-D-O. So this is what we are also. We say two names, two conflicting names, because we join the vowels with the consonants. And we see B and D here, and we see A-I-O-U. So when you check these two here, you are going to get somebody who is somehow responsible but hardly takes advice. It's not too bad, but it creates somebody. If you do not have a support and you are to struggle by yourself, you can hardly break through. But then if you have a background whereby some family can support and assist you, you can make way because they have good heads. They can study well and do some other stuff. But then if they do not have support, and I being that, I cannot handle some uncertainties, so I have to clear all of them. And one thing about the name is that you cannot take one good name and join it to one improper names. It doesn't work like that. The influence will still reflect on the person. So we have a way of making the surname match the first name, and when the two names are in agreement, the person will feel the reflection on health on one kasa.
Okay, so Jonni,
yes,
take your time and break this name down for those watching to understand.
Okay.
What makes this name double identity or double energy?
Okay. Okay, that is what I was explaining, sir. In every name without a vowel. Now, vowel letters name is A, E, I, O, U. You go to school, no? And we have auxiliary vowel, which is Y. That is, if you are writing a name, that's it. A, E, I, O, U, Nima, you can, and if it contains Y, you can pronounce it. Some names like this, just example, some names like Finn, F-Y-N-N. Without Y, you cannot pronounce this name. So this Y is an auxiliary vowel. Now, this Paul contains AU. We join this together and it will give us a certain energy. The vowels are joined together, and then the consonants, which is PL, is a consonant. Then the AU is a vowel. This one will give you different energy, different character. This one will give different character. So when they join, it becomes two characters controlling the person with the name Paul.
Okay, so give us the name that this vowel contains, the energy, and then the name, the energy that the other one also contains. Do you get me? The PL, which energy does it contain, and the AU, which energy does it contain?
Yeah, the PL creates the expression. That is the outward look. That's what the person, somebody will see you. And then the AU is what you feel inside.
Why?
Because that is how the spirit works. These things that we see here are symbols representing forces that manipulate things. And it manipulates anything with name, especially when that thing is conscious, like a nipa, our being. So how you feel. So if there's anybody around that you want to know who exactly the person is, ask me. I don't need to stay with you for years or day or month before I read you. The moment I hear your name, I know exactly who you are, what you will be, and I can even go deep down and determine what you'll be thinking the next 1 hour. Because these things we call our vibrations, they are air. You see them as something, but without these letters, you cannot think, you cannot reason. Without this A, B, C, D, and school, and all of us will be like animals. So Human beings will be like that. Senka yan question ABC there, because that is why you cannot think beyond what is in the brain. To see America say, Obi menti Chinese kasa, but say America say, Obi ba na waka Chinese kasa, menti. And I don't have the letters in the brain. I have to have the letters here so that the brain will command, join them together. Then my system will now.
And you won't say China, and now we get to say animal.
But no, what
saying, you said is too big. My great grandfather didn't know this, but he was very good.
No, please.
Why are you saying?
No, I'm not. I don't mean that. I don't.
Explain.
What I mean is, your great grandfather didn't go to school, but he spoke language.
And so why are you then saying that if you don't learn this, you will all become like animals? Why?
Excuse me. What I mean is, if you give birth to somebody and you don't speak with the person, remember, whatever language your grandfather was speaking could have been put down in this form. When someone starts learning these symbols, the brain, the memory keeps them for good. So anytime that someone wants to say something, I am going to school, the brain understands them. They combine it together. Then you can now clearly understand what the person wants to say. So if somebody decides to change the letters and speak in a different dialect, the same I'm going to speak in a different language, because the brain have no records of those words, you will not understand.
Okay, so explain the Bedu thing and let's continue.
This Bedu here have 4 vowels. The 4 vowels here will be reduced into one energy. We combine them together. Then we combine the consonants, the BD also together. Then we weigh how they work together on the person. Then we realize that those spirits controlling this name, they are not in agreement. One side will try to draw you back, and then the other side will try to make this person become stubborn. Somebody who doesn't want to take advice. Somebody who is like, they are full of themselves and they want to make sure that whatever they are doing is the right thing. So this complexity in names is what have created all the mess in this entire world.
In this entire world?
Yes.
Okay. Wait. So what brought about the journey? Explain the journey to us so we will get it that you know what you are coming to teach.
Now, I have explained the reason I take the Paul off.
And the Bedu too, you've explained. So explain the journey to us.
Yeah, the journey, you could see my spelling is far different from the normal journey.
Just spell it for people to watch.
So,
hey, Bedu for the poorly.
You see, is this Jonni, right?
How was it supposed to be spelled?
No, people spell Johnny in different ways, like maybe Johny, right? And some people too don't bring a Jony, whatever. But mine and per where I want to go, I need these vowels and then this to balance themselves. Okay. Now, when this and this meet, N and J meet, the 2 composite energies I get are in agreement. So it will start working on me, and my health and other stuff will start changing. Because when the names are in conflict, that is whereby comes.
Edino?
Yes. How can the body be facing to so many things and you don't know where it is coming from? Anybody now, a doctor can get sick. I know of a doctor a diabetic doctor who have diabetes. The point is that we do not know how these things happen, but this is the only secret. When the name is messed up, your life is messed up.
Sharp.
And that is how it is.
And that is how it is.
Yes.
So explain the journey.
When you no, Johnny, this name Johnny will make the person having this name calm, relax, have a vision for the future, understand things, and then be more patient with people, understand people, and try to make sure that the people around are free.
So they are not there one entity, one energy.
They are in agreement.
They are in agreement.
Yes.
Almost facing one line.
Almost facing one line. Until you see the person going, and it doesn't bring unnecessary thinking. Even if you don't have, you are relaxed. There are some people, if they don't have something, as if they want to die, they want to kill themselves. Tension, pressure, as if the whole world is for them. You need a name that will relax you down, calm you down. Some people has been given names, and their whole life, their happiness is gone. It will never come. For
my three names are Mudino. I take your happiness.
Let me show you. Let's say if somebody like Beatrice, or like maybe Beatrice, as they call, Emilia, and then Benedicta. Let me use this simple name. Now, all those with these names, if they are ladies, they will never escape disappointment.
Hey!
Never. Even if they marry, either they will divorce, or their partner will die and leave them, or something tragic will happen to them, and they will never be healthy. Sicknesses will never leave them.
Beatrice, Emilia, Benedicta.
I can write
I want
more
to write
names.
Grace.
It's not part here. Every name have their color. I can write a lot of names.
Write here. About 5 for me. Wait, these 3 would... Wait! You are watching the biggest. Me say knowledge is broad. This one, I don't know. So me is serious. I want to understand. So please take your time. Oh. I beg you, sure. Take your time for me. So these people, the 5 major problems they have, they cannot marry. The husband will die and leave them.
Even if they marry, divorce and disappointment is 95%. And even the one on marriage right now will never be happy because the name is drawing happiness from them.
The name?
Yes. And one funny thing is that these people are fully religious. But they will never have their problem solved.
Because of the name?
Because of the name.
Give me more names.
Now, let me clean this. There's one thing that is funny. This name, like love, you might think this is love, so it's a nice name. It's the same name. You will never be happy in relationship.
Love no so?
You will never. And then you name, as I call the Nyameche. That name is also the same thing. People with this name should comment and tell if you are lying. You will never be happy. We have names like Helena. You will face the same issue. It's a lot. I can list this.
Better ones, better names. Because that's it.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that. Now, if we make, I want to make something small. This Helena is what I want to say. So somebody have this Helena. Helena is different from this. What this Helena will go through, this person will never go through.
Because of the I?
Because of the I, they change it. I've changed the order. These are spiritual rules. You can never change them. If you miss them, you pay. And that's where the Bible says, as you sow, so shall you reap. That thing is not just about sin or doing something, but it's about what you don't know. And
what you mentioned and the vibration.
Yes.
Wow.
And that is how it's going.
But do you know, like Helena and Selena, it's all about the spellings. What brings up, Hawaii, and the pan and the quadro Koran, I mean to me, come, what I say, Malam, the best come in, or spelling ABC dimpo wrong, Maame 1, 2, 3, no. And Helena, Nanka my spelling will Koran, Munanka Yahweh pronunciation, no. But when you finish here, we will do better.
Okay, and I want to add one name here, Anita, which is the same thing like these people.
Tell me!
Yes, they are all people, disappointment all over. If these people here never change this name, forget it.
Are they thieves too?
Thieves? They are they have mental problem.
Mental problem?
Yes, so they can behave in a way that you realize that they are not normal. That is how things work. Until this order, this name, if you don't take it on, sometimes we tell people and they say, I pray. That is why I say Christianity to me is on the lower side. Because what they know or teach, to me, doesn't solve any problem. You see a pastor. Now, do you know that is counselors and pastors normal warrior? If you have noticed, Oh, I've checked. I've spoken at different places, and because what makes them that religious is the same thing that destroy happiness in relationship. That is why you see a lot of pastors, people that is supposed to understand, they know nothing. They do not know. I cannot say they know nothing, but they've not come across the real truth. This is the universal law, truth that you can never change. Now, let's say I want to change the life of Anita. Then I do not need the double A and the I, but then if I decide to take the A from there and then put E here, it becomes Anita. But this person's life and attitude will change. Their health and their mental structure, everything will change. In the matter of 2-3 months, the person will change forever.
And I want to say Emilia.
Now, there's one nickname, there's one surname. Okine. O-K-I-N-E. This surname, this is a surname. The family who bear this surname will be very diplomatic, kind to people, but they will always face disappointment from people around. If it's a surname, they are good people, kind. They will give you whatever they want. They are religious. They like music, singing. They want to be happy, diplomatic.
Old school for that matter.
Yes, but then people will always pay that family with bad, with their kind-hearted. And the relationship in that family line will create marital instabilities and other things. Divorce and other things will be roaming around.
And grandfather from all kind. Hallelujah. Tete omu
Tete is a different name altogether.
Yes,
all these names you are talking about is one name. They are all in one family.
One corner.
One corner. But then if you check, if people check on the internet, they will tell you, and Beatrice means this and that. And Emilia means this. They will be giving you all sort of meaning. That is not true. The meaning of name doesn't lie in the sound. That's the big problem.
It's about the vibration you are calling.
Yes.
Hi. Clean this, eh? This is the bad group. Clean this and good, give me a good group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I should give you a good group.
Yes. Hey, love too. Love.
Love is not a name. If you name love, and what do they want? You see, that is the people giving names, nice name. Now there are some kind of chronic sickness being in Ghana now. People giving Adepa, Inshira, and those things, messing their children up because of Inshira. Oh yes, but if you name your child Inshira, you expect the child to be intelligent. No, they will be singing, dancing, roaming around in school. They will never learn anything. So the point is that people think, say, life is about what you perceive. You know, in life, no, people want to believe what they feel is the truth. But nature doesn't respond to that. Mm-hmm. They don't care your
ignorance. They are in their law, they are in their regulations,
that is their point.
And that's it.
You tell me this, you tell me maybe Helena is your name. Now nature will now circle the spirit around those words, send them to you, and you want to change them. Jesus said, whatever you have bind on earth is bind in heaven.
Okay, so start the name with Jesus. Say you are coming to give me good names.
Yes, I'm coming.
You wrote 8.
Yes.
Start with Jesus. Or now it's not in that group.
No, Jesus is not in that group.
Jesus too is not in the good group.
No, Jesus is not in that.
Oh, this nigga, why?
But it's not a bad name. It's not a bad name. Jesus is in another group. Jesus is in a certain group that makes the people like maybe Jesus. And then somebody like Jonathan. They are in the same group. Now, anybody called Jonathan can't be rich. They can.
They can.
Yes,
okay,
be rich. But they have some kind of kindness attitude within them that makes them make promises bigger than what they can do because they don't want you to feel bad. So I will help you, I will do that. Meanwhile, now he doesn't have it. So they have to find any other dubious means to make it in life. So they can be scammers, they can have a way of duping, finding some easier way of making money.
Johnny.
Yes.
Stay there. And you are saying Jesus in that group?
Yes, yes, that, but Jesus is just names that we wrote, people design. There wasn't anything like that.
But did you see the qualities you were calling for Jonathan and you are saying Jesus is in the group?
Yes. I mean,
don't laugh. Be serious. What are you saying?
That
group, talk well. Are you saying Jesus and Jonathan are in the same way? And you are saying the scamming and all these qualities?
Yes, because that Jesus you talk about, wasn't written in this form. Those Jesus, those days there wasn't these things, the vowels, they were not there. That's why we don't even know God's name up to today.